Hi guys, welcome. Okay, videos are coming fast and furiously and for two reasons. One being that with our electrical issue, I don't always know when the next one will or can be ready, and secondly, because my inboxes are so full that it is easier to make a short video rather than type the same replies to say 10 people. The next topic relates very well to the previous video in which we talked about jewelry in Meghan's care, which allegedly went missing or were lost or which she forgot to return. Now this video comes as a result of the video by the French journalist who delved into all the Archwell businesses and the fallout from it. Not that it contained much more than we already knew and we're talking about on this particular channel, but it certainly created awareness and put some spotlight on Harry and Meghan's less than ethical business plans and practices. Yes, someone somewhere said it so well. Their businesses and schemes may not be illegal as far as we know, but it is certainly not always ethical. Now, many asked why it took a French journalist to investigate and raise his concerns when British and American authorities should have looked into it all ages ago. And there is indeed an answer for that. As my friend Jay said, after COVID, more and more people are becoming fed up with the rich laundering their money through these so-called charities and charitable foundations. People are watching it happen and they are sick of it, as they are watching the socio-economic decline of everything else around them. New world countries like the United States still fall into the nearly rich claptrap, where the nearly rich compete openly with each other to be seen in or with the latest fashions and brands, and where being seen in anything not designer is considered a sin. This has basically always been the case and a way to often distinguish old and new money. Old money is less likely to be such show-offs, and we often hear how frugal many of these older rich people actually are. For example, there are many stories of how frugal the Queen and Prince Philip could be on the occasion and in certain circumstances. However, having said all of this, we have all emerged from COVID lockdown changed people. Society actually changed. More people are working from home, many have lost their jobs, there is or was a rapid decline in productivity, even in our health systems, court systems, and everything else have changed one way or another. And now we are also looking at things a little differently, even if we don't realize it every minute of every day. Now, more than ever, it is starting to anger the average Joe to see how the rich is making even more money, often by treading the thin line between legal and illegal, and how they are increasingly getting away with, if not illegal, then unethical practices. So while we are having our tolerance tested in this way, it would obviously be wise for the rich to not flaunt their wealth. Not only is it important for your personal security not to show or display or flaunt your wealth, but it is not going to increase or improve your popularity either. And apparently this is one thing Meghan Markle refuses to learn or understand. For instance, we see her visiting a shelter for women carrying a handbag or a clutch worth $6,000, wearing clothes totaling a few thousand, wearing jewelry of which the value could likely pay for an apartment for one of these women for 6 months, if not a year. How on earth can she be so ignorant, so stupid, and so insensitive? Yet she is and has been since Harry put that ring on her finger. So, how did Meghan get to this? Although her father was hardworking and provided well for her, she did not come from the urban rich. So, yes, she is or may be acting in character as far as the newly wealthy are concerned. But don't you think Meghan is taking it a little too far? Don't you think that by showing footage of being fitted for a designer dress is a bit like rubbing it in our faces? But you see, although that may be true, there is something else, something so over the top that it can't possibly be normal. Meghan's actions and behavior while in the royal family and after cannot be normal. It does not even compute with her own baseline before the wedding. So, what happened to Meghan? There are signs of her having a massive chip on her shoulder since before the marriage. There are signs of major entitlement before the marriage. She was clearly spoiled as a child. But when exactly did this extreme greed and need to flash her wealth and imagined superiority start to take hold of her psyche? And how far is she willing to go to satisfy her need for wealth and superiority? You know, and I know, that money went AWOL or missing from the Royal Foundation. It was published and never disputed, but also never explained. We also know that the whole Sussex Royal MWX Travellers debacle was never explained. We hear of Miss Meghan walking off with a pair of shoes she liked. We hear rumours of jewellery not returned or lost. It just goes on and on and on. Once again, we hear the French journalist mentioning Doria, Meghan's mother, suddenly obtaining a measure of wealth. A figure of 9 million keeps being thrown out on a regular basis. Now, taking all of this into consideration, along with the fact that Meghan often inappropriately, like during her Women's Day visit to the shelter, display her wealth, do you think Meghan is actually the one who is putting her own security at risk? Like I said before, wearing an expensive engagement ring in South Africa is probably less risky than wearing a carbuncle of a diamond on your pinky finger in Los Angeles or New York. In my opinion, Meghan's bragging about her new riches, her greed, and her entitled behavior is not only making her less and less popular, but is indeed putting her at greater risk. That is indeed an interesting thought, don't you think? Okay, guys and girls, I'm off. I'm going to likely bombard you with shorter videos over the next few days. So until we meet again on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.